Okay, today we are just looking at the debt the world has. Okay, just to download. Okay, public debt can be vital for development. Government use it to finance their expenditures to protect and invest in the people and to pave their way to better future. However, it can also be heavy burden when public debt grows too much or too fast. This is what is happening today across the developing world. Okay, this is the graph for debt, how it's looking. Public debt has reached a record high of US dollars 97 trillion in 2023. Although public debt in the developing countries reached less than one third of the total. US only 29 trillion since 2010. It has grown twice as fast as developed economies. Borrowing cost of developing countries are higher than those of developed ones. Okay, because in developing countries, it's basically about increasing or the looking for the economy of scale, and in that condition, it becomes obvious to build up for the scale of everything in order to reach its maximum output. So, obviously, developing countries borrow more, and the bond yield is also like it's over the roof because you know the return in investment is obviously high. Developing countries are now facing a growing and high cost of external debt. Debt service on external public debt reached 365 billion in 2022, equivalent to 6.3% of export revenues. For comparison, in 1953, London Agreement on Germany's war debt limited the amount of export revenues that could be spent on external debt servicing, public and private, to 5% to avoid undermining the recovery. This dynamic is largely a result of high borrowing cost. Developing region borrows at the rate that are 2 to 4 times higher than that of the United States and 6 to 12 times higher than that of the Germany. Okay, a record 54 developing countries spent heavily on interest, mainly in Africa. Number of developing countries with net interest payments exceeding 10% of revenue. That's 2023. Okay, there is some para here. Okay, moreover, developing countries experienced a net resource outflow when they could least afford it. In 2022, developing countries paid US dollar 49 billion more to their external creditors than they received in fresh disbursements, resulting in a negative net resource transfer. The impact of these trends on development is a major concern as people pay the price. The increase in interest rates by central banks worldwide since 2022 is having a direct impact on public budgets. Developing countries' net interest payments on public debt reached US dollar 847 billions in 2023, a 26% increase compared to 2021. In the same vein, in 2023, a record 54 54 developing countries equivalent to 38% of the total allocated 10% or more of the government revenue to interest payments. Okay, what is this? It is about 3.3 billion people live in countries that spend more on interest than education or health. Okay, population in developing countries where spending or interest exceeds education or health. This is concerning. I don't think India comes in this because I don't. Yeah, obviously India might come in this because things have been, even though it's good at exporting, but it's not like China or USA. USA is not exporting country, but it still has a lot of intrinsic growth potential, even though it has been in a pitfall lately. But I don't consider that to be that much bad. I don't think I will get results in a single day, but let's think what should I get, what I will get. Let's think what should I get, what I will get. Okay, case statistics. It's for US 29 trillion. Developing countries public debt in 2020. 54 developing countries spend more than 10% of their revenues on interest payments. 48 developing countries spend more on interest payments than on either education or health. 3.3 billion people in countries that spend more on interest payments than on either education or health.